Derby resurged in Texas back in early 2003. I believe it was 2003. I started hearing about the sport. I lived in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle at the time, and I started hearing about the sport, but we were super entrenched in inline at that time. I ended up going to watch a couple bouts with some old speed skater friends, and you know, these are brand new girls just learning how to skate. So when I first watched it, I was like, wow, this is cool. I love that they're on roller skates, but I mean, I don't know if I can get into this, you know, because they're kind of skating straight up and they can barely skate. So if I went out there,
just want to throw in there, I went with her, and go ahead.
He said, I don't want you to do this sport right now.
I don't want to do the sport, and I really don't want to actually make products for this sport. That was where I was at that time. This is the, you know, fishnets, and we barely know how to skate, right? This is the really early days. Well, actually, that wasn't what fishnets are okay.
Oh,
they were fighting. They were pulling hair. This was still during the time when Derby was like WWE. A lot of acting going on, and I was like, "What is going on out here? These guys are like over. They're fighting." But I guess it was all pre-played and stuff like this. So that was really early Derby.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay.
Then you went to regional or whatever.
Yeah. So I decided to start a family. I had twins in 2007. In 2008, we had just entered the wheel market as Adam. And actually, Quadzilla worked for us. And the Nationals happened to be in Portland that year. And we're not doing too well in this market at this time. We're like really struggling. We're losing money actually by staying in the market at this time. We were spending more on travel and marketing and development than was coming back to us. And so we're like, you know what? Let's give this one more year. I went to Nationals in Portland in 2008. I was blown away. I mean, what happened when I was gone from 2003 when it first started to 2008? These girls they could skate. I mean, they could skate well. I didn't really understand the game, but I loved the enthusiasm. You could already see the athleticism.
The energy was
in the building. I mean, it was a production. I mean, compared to what I'm used to in inline speed, where you know it's more about, it's like watching road cycling. It's just a totally different vibe. So what I saw, I wanted to be a part of it. So I told Doug at Nationals, I'm skating, and one
of her first coaches actually was there coaching a Derby team, and shedded a lot of light too as well.
Yeah, Rob Dunn was my inline coach, and he was coaching Detroit Derby girls. They weren't competing there, but he was there scouting and just watching and learning, you know, because he's a coach. And the passion that he had for it, when he talked to me about it, that's when I knew I have to get involved here. Like, not only do I now want to get involved in product, I want to play this sport. And so I came up with the name Atomatrix, and I started skating in October, November, right after the champs. I started skating with the Ole Rollers, who were a lot of former speed skaters like myself and world-class hockey players. We had a ton of talent. We didn't understand the rules and yada yada as much, but we ended up having a Cinderella season. Luckily, Rose City Rollers gave us an opportunity to play them because we were unranked at the time. They were a top 10, and my first bout was against Rose City Rollers. I was like a deer in headlights, but we pulled it through. We ended up winning. It was a last jam situation. We were total underdogs. So to go in there and win, and then just go on and to win the whole season, I mean, it was like, I get goosebumps talking about it. Like, it was so unexpected, and it was a dream, really. I mean, it was one of the best years of my life in 2009. Everything was good. And then on the business side, I mean, that was another thing. I got to get super entrenched in product. As soon as I skated my first practice,
She changed the whole product line.
Oh yeah, overnight. I'm like, no, this product's wrong. So we're gonna go with more narrow wheels, because the 62s are made for speed skating. 62 by 41 are made for the old speed days.
62 by 44.
I'm sorry, 62 by 44. That's made for a larger track, bigger strides, and it was locking my shins up. You know, and I'm an athlete. Like, I'm not just.
We actually had, again, there was a little bit of fortune that took place. We had a girl named Danny Lewis that actually is a hockey player, and she asked me to cut down a set of wheels for her. And we did, and then she wore them. And she's like, wow, this makes a difference. So she did it, she actually did it for hockey purposes. So roller hockey was already wearing some 59s, but nobody in Derby knew what a 59 millimeter wheel was. So we tried them, and then we ended up, you know, like she said, she changed the whole line. Not the whole line, but a huge part of the line went to 59s, and that was a big 59 by 38 versus 62 by 44. It was a game changer in the wheel market.